Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I wanted to talk to you today about Trump's speech at the NRA convention. Okay. Overall, I was not very impressed. The highlight of his speech was that he revoked Obama's signature on the UN gun ban treaty. Okay. Now, this is a treaty that never went into effect because the Senate never ratified it. So basically, this is something that had absolutely no teeth. It didn't cost him anything. This is something that would have been impressive to me if he had done this on his first day in office. Okay, if not the first day, the second day. Okay, I would have been impressed. Okay, doing it 2 years in does not impress me. It didn't cost him anything. He didn't need the Senate or the Congress to ratify it. This is something that Obama simply signed on his own, and he simply revoked on his own. Okay, so he tried to make a big deal out of it, and it really is not that big of a deal. I'm glad that he did it, but it should have been done, 2 years ago. Okay, he spent most of the time, actually not most of the time, he spent about half his time talking about the economy and how great it's doing. And again, that doesn't impress me. For one thing, this is not the place to really be discussing this, and or spending half of your speech discussing this. Okay, and secondly, the fact that the economy is doing so well really doesn't matter that much. Okay, and I'm an accountant. Okay, and I can tell you guys, I have a couple of different businesses. Because the economy is doing so well, I've raised my prices. Okay, if you guys are buying from me, you're now paying a lot more than you used to. Okay, likewise, my customers. I'm an accountant. My customers that I advise, basically I've advised them to raise their prices. Okay, so the bottom line is that whatever your living conditions were, 3-4 years ago, that's pretty much what they are now. You're not going to benefit from a rising economy because everybody sees it. Okay, every businessman sees it, and everybody's raising their prices. Okay, likewise, if the economy is going down, everybody's lowering the prices. Okay, so all that equals out. In fact, some of the best gains that I've made in my life were during recessions. All this land that you see over here that I bought, I bought that back in 2010. After the real estate market crashed. Okay, so basically, I benefited from a falling economy. Okay, so just because the economy is going up doesn't mean that you're going to benefit. If you know how to play the market, you can benefit whether the market's going up or the market's going down. Okay, so him spending half the time talking about how great the economy is means absolutely nothing. Okay, especially at a gun convention. Okay. So that's what he spent half his time talking about. Then he spent a lot of time talking about the about the illegal immigrants and building the wall. And yes, and that's great. That basically could have been done in 2 or 3 sentences. Okay, build the wall. Change the law so that you can, more quickly deport people that are coming illegally over the border. End of story. Okay. The fact remains that as long as the Democrats control at least half of the Congress, that's not going to change. So there's really no point in really spending too much time on that. It's not like he's going to convince the Democrats to sign on to his idea of immigration reform. Okay, so that doesn't deserve as much time as he dedicated to it. I mean, yes, he should have mentioned the economy, but 2 or 3 sentences talk about immigration. 2 or 3 sentences, talk about the decreasing crime rate. Again, 2 or 3 sentences. Okay, the bulk of this discussion, all right, the bulk of that speech should have been about expanding gun rights. Okay, so where is he on expanding gun rights or pushing that forward? Well, out of his presidency, we have a bump stock ban. Okay. We have red flag laws going up all over the place. Okay, so those are 2 losses. Okay, so far we've actually we've lost ground compared to where we were when Obama left office. Okay, so we've lost ground on that. Okay, now let's talk about things that he tried to do and wasn't able to do. Like, we don't have national reciprocity, right? So we can carry, so our carry permits are recognized in every state. We don't have that, and we don't have the Hearing Protection Act. Okay, so that we can, buy suppressors, without having to go through the ATF and wait 6 months to a year. Okay. Now, what can he do? Now, and I understand that, as long as the Democrats control at least half of the Congress, he's not going to be able to change, any gun laws. But there's some things that he can do. Okay, what he can do is, for example, on the issue of suppressors. Okay, great, that's got to go through the ATF. We have to pay that tax stamp. Okay, he doesn't have enough control of the Congress to change that. But what he can do is order the ATF to quickly rubber stamp all applications that go in. Okay, he can streamline that so that everything is done, over the internet. Okay, basically it takes a few seconds to do a background check. Okay, so basically you can make your application through the internet, get your approved confirmation back, pay your tax stamp again over the internet. Okay, and go to the gun store the next day and pick up your suppressor, or order it online, have it shipped to your FFL so they can do the transfer on that. Okay, so that's something that he can do. He can order the ATF to immediately approve the suppressors. Okay, and that doesn't require going through the Congress. That's basically just streamlining the existing process. Okay. The other thing that we can do is, let's say on the Hughes Amendment, okay, they passed this stupid law in 1985 that basically prohibits the manufacture of new machine guns for the civilian market. Okay, this is one of the reasons why I don't like Reagan very much. He signed this. Okay, that's why I'm not a very big fan of Reagan for this reason. But I understand that he can't repeal this because he doesn't have full control of the Congress yet. But what he can do, the Hughes Amendment prohibits the sale of new machine guns for the civilian market. What he can do is authorize the military to sell their existing M16s to the public. Okay, that is something that he can do. Okay, he can work within his executive branch to get that done. Okay, through the Department of Defense. So. These are the things I wanted him to do on his own. Okay, and this would have signaled to me that he really is on board with protecting and expanding gun rights. Instead, what we have is the opposite. We have a bump stock ban. Okay, we have the expansion of red flag laws. I didn't hear Trump say one thing about stopping red flag laws. Okay, instead, what I'm hearing from him is limiting due process. Right? He said, take the guns first, due process later. So I'm hearing the opposite of what I want to be hearing. Okay, so I'm not a fool. Okay, he's not going to go up there and give me this, give me this bullshit, give me this, repeal the UN gun ban treaty, okay, which he should have done 2 years ago and cost him absolutely nothing, and it really doesn't change things, right? It's not like because he just repealed it, I can go out and and buy a machine gun now because he did it. It didn't expand my rights in any way, so I am no better off. In fact, I've actually I've lost rights, right? I've lost the right to own a bump stock. Okay, so these are my thoughts on the Trump speech at the NRA rally, actually the NRA convention, and my overall impression out of all this is both Trump and the NRA are basically they're trying to manage our rights. They're not interested in protecting our rights. Okay. And I do maintain my NRA membership. I pay the minimum, whatever it is, $35. I give the bulk of my money to the GOA or the Second Amendment Foundation or some other groups. And the reason why I maintain my NRA membership is because, I don't want anti-gun groups looking at the NRA numbers falling and saying that the people that we're basically losing interest in protecting our gun rights. Okay, so that's the reason why I want to keep the NRA membership up, but at the same time, I want to increase membership, let's say in the Gun Owners of America. At the point that the Gun Owners of America reaches, 5-6 million, at that point, I think we can do away with the NRA. But until we are at that point, until the GOA can get their numbers up to that level, and can get that type of the political power that the NRA has, You know, I kind of, you know, I feel that we're in a position that we have to, you know, we have to stay with the NRA until we can replace them. Okay, and that's not going to happen overnight. But those are my thoughts on that. If you have any comments, please post them. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it. I'll talk to you guys next time.